Hey guys, welcome back to Kay's Adventures Vlogs. Today I will be doing a how to take care of your bearded dragon. And I have my little buddy wrapped up in his blanket. He's not asleep, he just has his eyes closed. Say hello, Ziggy. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you and show you a couple things on how I take care of him. So with bearded dragons, a lot of people say that they're like first time pets, but they can be. It just depends on the age of the person who, like, if they're under like the age of 10 or 12, this probably isn't the greatest pet for them unless you the adult, if you're going to be taking care of them most of the time, then yeah, think about it. But do research. Do research. It's the first thing, do research. I did a lot of research. So first thing is the tank. They need somewhere to live, so their tank. Ziggy, when I got him, I put him in a 20-gallon tank. And he was about that big, so he wasn't big at all. So he wasn't in there but for a couple months. And by the time he got into his 40-gallon tank that he's in now, he was probably about maybe half size, so like maybe about that. He wasn't huge, but he wasn't full grown either. So, like I said, he's in a 40-gallon now. A 40-gallon is the minimum for an adult bearded dragon. So, anytime I wanted to, I could get him a new tank if I wanted to, but right now I don't have the room or the money to get him a new tank, so I'm not going to. Another thing with tanks, the lighting. They need 2 lights. A UVB light, which is just a light that helps them digest their food, and then they need a heat light, which this is just an example of the heat light that I use, or that I have right now. But that light is just basically their fake sun. It's literally what it is. It just puts off a bunch of heat. So the next thing is cleaning. So cleaning. The tank, I use, if you didn't see my video from yesterday, I used this wipeout spray. That worked really good yesterday. It was my first time using it, but it works really well. And then I also use a mixture of just a normal water bottle, like empty it like halfway, so about that much, and then the rest of it filled with vinegar, and it kind of mixes around. And then you can use that, and it works really well. So I use that a lot, but and then if you want to know how to clean your bearded dragon's tank, I have a video on my channel that I did yesterday that may be a little bit helpful at least. So there's that. And then food. This is the next really big thing. All of these are really big things, but this is the main thing, kind of. Food. So I use mealworms. These are all empty. This one has calcium in it, but my calcium thing doesn't have like the little holes. So I just put it in this empty mealworm container. Ooh, I went everywhere. I just put it in this empty mealworm container because there's holes in the top of it and it shakes off. Anyways, and then, so mealworms, these are waxworms. This is also empty. Waxworms. And then superworms. A lot of people think this, all of these worms are disgusting, but after you do this for a while, they're really not that disgusting. These, in my opinion, are the grossest ones. Superworms, these are also empty. One thing with mealworms is the skin around them is kind of hard for them to digest, the dragons to digest. So you don't want to give that to them often because it's really hard on their stomachs. He gets them like 1 or 2 times a week, and he maybe gets 4 or 5, but that's pretty much it. unless I don't have any other worms than mealworms and I don't have any salad stuff, for that one day I will use mealworms, which is in the morning. Hey guys, I'm actually editing this video right now, but I just wanted to say that I forgot to put in about the salads for your bearded dragon. So when you're giving them a salad, just make sure to not give them regular salad that you would use for your own salad, because it's harmful and can hurt them, even lead to death. So please don't give them regular salad. Be careful with kale sometimes too. Don't give them too much of that. And put fruits in their salads too. Maybe some vegetables. I don't think I've put any vegetables in his. Maybe I have, I just don't remember. But if you have any more questions about anything, put it in the comments and I'll let you guys finish watching this video. So I feed Ziggy twice. Well, now it's once a day for the most part. But I did feed him twice a day when he was really little. I think at some point I did feed him 3 times because he was really little. So, but when they're full adults, he's a year old now. I've had him for a year. So he's old enough to go with just one meal. And so that is just another thing I wanted to say. And then this is like a substitute for if you don't have any of these worms or a salad. I use this very rarely, as you can tell. It's completely full to the top. But this has blueberries, mealworms, and like rose petals. I don't know. He doesn't really like it. But I just put some water in it and mush it up so it's not big chunks, because these are like pellets, so they're hard and really hard to chew. And then this is the main step to their food, is calcium. This has vitamin D3 in it, and then I'm sure it has some more vitamins in it, but it just doesn't say on the front of it, because I'm not going to read this whole bottle. So there's that. And then health, bathing, nails, and shedding. So, by the way, I keep looking over here, and there's also a marker right here. It's a Sharpie, by the way. But I have things written down. It's not a lot, but it just keeps me on track. So, the next thing is health. So, bathing. When it comes to bathing bearded dragons, you can bathe them, just don't use soap. Don't use any soaps. Some people say you can, but I don't. I don't use soap at all. So, but I use a toothbrush, and either a new or an old clean toothbrush. And I just, when he's in the bath, I take some water and splash it on him and then rub down his back. So like this is his head, rub down his back. Don't rub up because that hurts. And your finger also gets stuck because their scales don't go that way. So then, also with bathing, when you're filling the water up, try not to get it above their like elbow. Here, hang on, let me pick him up and I'll show you what I mean. Oh, by the way, his feet are white and so is his head because he's about to shed. But try not to get the water above his elbow. If you do, just be sure to hold their head up and don't leave them because they can drown. They can swim, but they can also drown. And then nails. They're nails. I have nail clippers right here. They're reptile nail clippers I got from Petco. I got most of the stuff from Petco, so including him. I got Ziggy from Petco. I wouldn't suggest getting them from Petco unless you really can't wait, like I didn't want to wait. Because Petco, literally all they feed them mainly is crickets and maybe a salad once or twice a week. But their nails, I haven't cut his before because literally you have to cut them a certain way and there's certain parts of their nail that you can't cut. So I'll try to like demonstrate with my nail. So like, you know how you have like this center part where the white isn't and you can't cut there else it'll bleed, like none of that can come off. Well, his tip is like not able to fit in those clippers without clipping where it'll bleed. So I haven't cut them yet, even though they're really sharp. Like yesterday I was holding him and there's a scratch on me. And then shedding. Shedding is the next thing. This goes along with the bath. So when they shed, I know it's gonna drive people crazy when I say this, because it's annoying to see shed hanging off of them and them not being able to do anything with it, but you cannot peel it off. It is literally, it's gonna permanently hurt their scales, and it can even make them bleed and then cause infections. And so you don't want to do that, and it's just painful altogether, because they don't want to shed, they don't like shedding, so it hurts them. So the next thing is, this is just what I put down. This is basically the last thing. I can't think of anything else right now, but these are just little accessories that I have that I like to use. So this first thing is a temperature gauge thingy. I don't even know what it's called, but there's a laser on it, and it just takes the temperature of the tank and the bearded dragon. So it doesn't take your temperature. Don't get this thinking that it will. It doesn't. It's like 4 degrees off. No, that's not right. Anyways, but it works really well on them and their tank. So if I think it's really kind of like cold in his tank, or if it's not hot in my room, then I check his temperature just to make sure that he's okay. But if their temperature gets below 60, it can make them too cold, because they're they're cold-blooded animals. So they get cold. That's why they need the lights. So, and then blankets. As you saw, Ziggy was wrapped up in a blanket because he loves blankets. Loves blankets. Don't go to sleep. It's not bedtime yet. But he has blankets, and then I have like 2 or 3 leashes for him. I would not suggest putting these on him every single day because it can make them really mad. Not just that, it's probably not the greatest thing to use leashes on them because they are reptiles, they're not dogs. But the only time I've put this on him is just to get him used to it, which he still isn't used to it. He absolutely hates this thing. But I tried to take him to Petco once. It wasn't the greatest experience. I have to do a story time of that. But it's not a very long story. But we'll just say he didn't like it. So, and then I also have a little carrier that I'm not going to get. But I may put a picture of him in it over somewhere to show you guys. And then I also have this. This is like a little blanket. It's fleece. The bearded dragons love fleece. Fleece, fleece, fleece. Any type of soft thing they love. So this just goes around my shoulder, whichever shoulder you want it on. And then it's a little pouch so they can lay in it, and you can carry them around your house in it. I do that sometimes. And then I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, another thing for their tank. Yes, I know I'm getting off topic. I'm remembering everything. In their tanks, when they're really little, you can get stuff for them to climb on. But Ziggy, personally, if he sees green or anything close to the color green, he thinks it's his food, like greens, salad, whatever. He tries to eat it. So it's not good. So I literally only have 2 things in his tank that are green. So I wish I could put some more stuff in there. I'm sure I could if I tried. I just don't want him eating it. So I think that's it for this video. If I remember anything, I'll put it up on the screen during the parts that I was talking about it. So I think that's it. So Say bye, everybody. Say subscribe and comment some fun things that you have for your dragon. Say bye. He's gripping my finger. That's cute. Okay, bye guys. See y'all maybe tomorrow.